What's going on, guys? Welcome to JerseyBeast.tv. Chris Lopez here at the pit. It's April 5th, I think. I don't know what day it is. Bright and early, like 6:30 in the morning. It's shitty outside. Look at this. Really rainy and wet and gross. But it stays like this where I sometimes get the best thinking in on my drive here, because I have 25 to 30 minutes on my drive here to the pit, and my mind definitely wanders when I'm in the car. And this morning I was thinking about plateaus, right? And I try and think of training things that you know, require a little bit of thinking, and try and dig a little deeper, because I obviously have quite some time to do that on the way here. And plateaus, and every time you pick up a muscle magazine or you read a blog post and they talk about plateaus, they talk about, a lot of times they talk about advanced training techniques that are going to bust through those plateaus, right? Whether it's supersets or trisets or drop sets or whatever, you know what I mean? Shortened breaks. All these advanced training techniques, right? Nothing new, you've heard it all before. And I got to thinking, maybe that's not the answer to busting through your plateau. I mean, it's possible. I've used training techniques to bust through plateaus before, strength-wise, you know, fat loss-wise, and mass gain. Every one of those things has a plateau. But I was thinking, maybe training isn't the answer to busting through that plateau. Maybe it's nutrition. You know what I mean? The reason why I say that is because your body is very, very good at adapting to the things that you do consistently over time. So if you're consistently training the same way, or you're consistently eating the same way, your body will adapt. It's very smart, and it likes to take shortcuts. It doesn't like to, you know, do extra work. So if you have been eating paleo for quite some time and you have really restricted carbs and you have gained some muscle mass but not as much as you like, maybe try adding carbs a couple days a week. On the flip side, if you are eating complex carbs and you are eating very, very well, you know, because you can still eat carbs and drop body fat. It's very possible to do that. But maybe if you're eating carbs and you hit that wall and you can't drop any more fat, manipulate your carbs a little bit. Try and mess with it. Try and toy with it. Now, I can't give you specific really diets to follow because I don't know how you're eating, but the idea is to kind of take a couple weeks and run a little experiment on yourself. Kind of maybe do the opposite a couple days. If you're eating really, really, really low carb, high protein, high fat, maybe a couple days a week, eat like moderate protein, high carbs, and low fat, something like that. And vice versa, if you're eating very, very high carbs, low fat, and moderate to high protein, switch it up a little bit. You know, hit maybe half the week, hit you know, very, very low carbs, high amounts of vegetables, green leafy vegetables, and moderate to high fats, moderate to high protein. Switch it up. You know, you have to keep your body guessing, and from a training perspective, that's why they tell you to do those advanced techniques, because you want to kind of keep your body guessing, right? Well, you have to do the same thing for nutrition. Don't rule it out. They say nutrition is the most important thing when you're looking to lean out. It's also the most important thing when you're looking to gain body, you know, mass and lean muscle, right? And a lot of times it has to do with your performance. I recently had a client in here and we had our testing day, and I know he's been trying to drop weight, so he hasn't really been eating the way he's supposed to. He hasn't really been eating as much as he should. And I get on him for it all the time. And if you're watching this, you know who you are, right? So we had our testing day and we were doing heavy floor presses, right? And he went to do the weight he did last month. Now he dropped some weight this month, but he hasn't been eating, so his strength dipped. And that just goes to show that not only does food have to do with fueling your body for fat loss and muscle gain, but also for strength and performance. You have to eat. So manipulate your nutrition a little bit. Now don't go crazy and go from a low carb diet to a high carb diet. Maybe half the week. Cut it 2 to 4 days out of the week. Toy with those numbers, switch it up a little bit. And that might be the push that you need besides those advanced techniques that you read in Muscle Fitness that you probably have tried and maybe didn't work. So try switching your nutrition up a little bit. Get out of your comfort zone. And the only way you're really gonna know if it works or not is if you try it. And based off that experience, take that experience and take a couple weeks and switch something and log it, jot it down, figure it out from there. If it doesn't work, drop it, move on. All right? But that's it. Manipulation is key to getting where you want to be from a training and nutrition perspective. You have to figure out how your body reacts to certain things. All right, guys, switch it up. If you have any questions or you have any thoughts on how I can maybe help you with this, with nutrition, don't hesitate to ask. I'll be in touch. Later.